So I'm here at the Hotel Pennsylvania, and I am with Dog Bites author Steve Brooks and his beautiful dog. Say his name again.
Uni, like
Uni.
the sushi, yes.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your new book and who you are and where you're from.
All right, well, my name is Steve Brooks. I have a company called Steve Brooks K9U. I'm a certified professional dog trainer and a licensed presenter of Family Paws, which we deal with expecting mothers and toddlers and dogs. And I've been training dogs about 20 years. Probably trained between 8,000 and 10,000 dogs, mainly behavior problems and manners and tricks. And this is my first book. It's called Dog Bites with Steve Brooks.
Very good. Awesome.
And it's available at Amazon.com online or Barnes & Noble online, and or my website SteveBrooksK9U.com. And the book is, it's a hybrid dog training and a cookbook. It's a human cookbook, basically. Even if you don't have a dog, there's over 100 human recipes, but you can it teaches you how to modify these meals to share with your dog. And it's called Dog Bites because we talk about sharing little bites of food with your dog, and there's bites of information on dog training.
Awesome. So in this book, there are recipes that we can actually share with our dogs.
Correct. It's not your typical doggy cookbook because these are things that you would want to eat.
Okay.
And how can you modify them? What's dangerous? What's not dangerous? There's some gourmet meals. But it's more than that. It's a training book. So we talk about food bowl guarding and dogs that are fearful, dogs that are afraid to eat, holidays, manners, going to a coffee shop with your dog, health, nutrition, fitness, dangerous foods, healthy foods, healing foods, warming foods, cooling foods.
Got it. Got it.
It's all about food and dogs and training. There's tricks in here, how to use, but I don't just use food to train dogs. I talk about all the different rewards and how to use food properly as just one of many rewards.
Okay.
So we just don't want to have a beggar. We don't want to use bribery.
Right.
And so I always say it's what your vet recommends. Talk to your vet, and if your vet agrees, do 90% the regular diet that your vet recommends, and about 10% of the time throw in little bites of your human meals, as long as they're healthy, nutritious. And when I cook, I always use organic and the healthiest, freshest ingredients possible.
So I am a terrible cook, and our readers for Fidose of Reality know I'm a terrible cook. In fact, I was a candidate for Worst Cook in America show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, and I actually turned it down because I didn't want to be away from my dog for 6 weeks.
I understand.
But can someone like myself, who really isn't the world's greatest cook, look at your recipes and be able to conquer them?
I think so. They're laid out, pretty simple.
Okay.
Just follow the ingredients step by step.
Okay. And I love that the dog could eat it. I love that the dog can eat them too.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
So let's talk a little bit about training. What do you think one of the biggest misconceptions? I have readers who will say to me, my dog's just I love my dog, but he barks all the time. I can't, no matter what I do, I can't train him. What do we do for people like that? What kind of tips can you give us for folks who really feel like their dog is just hopeless?
Well, specifically with barking, if it's an attention-seeking barking, which a lot of times it is, just turning away and ignoring the dog might be all it takes, rather than reacting and jumping in and doing the same thing they're doing. Because when they're going rough and you turn around and say, no, they're like, haha, it worked, mom jumped right in with me.
Right.
Just turn your back, walk away. But the key is if the dog pauses and has a few moments where he's not barking, that's when we might reward him with a dog bite for being quiet. But we'll build that time. So I'll settle for 3 seconds of a quiet, maybe a couple breaths, quiet. Nothing's happening, great, here you go, here's your treat. I'll build that longer and longer. So then they have to, be quiet for maybe a minute or 2 minutes or whatever.
Right.
So we don't reward them for the barking, we reward them for being quiet, stopping. Another thing I do for barking is I get them to bark on cue, make it a trick, teach them to bark for boring kibble.
Oh.
And then they learn to be quiet for really good stuff.
Premium treat.
Yeah, A-list stuff. Okay. So they learn that, hey, being quiet gets me the A stuff, and speaking just gets me boring kibble, so it's much more fun to be quiet and,
Right. I'm going to get something really good if I'm a quiet little puppy sitting here.
So we turn it into a trick a lot of times and turn the barking into
Got it.
Like that.
So you have some celebrity clients, I understand. Who have you worked with?
Well, over the years, I've worked with Rick Rubin, Sheryl Crow, Robert Downey Jr., Verdine White from Earth, Wind and Fire, recently Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard.
Oh, nice.
That's just to name a few. There's many.
Awesome. And you're based in LA?
Yeah, born and raised in LA.
Where can folks find more information about you, about the book, and just what you're up to in general?
Well, you can go to stevebrookscanine.com. You could also, if you're on the homepage, there's a Facebook icon. You could join me on Facebook.
Okay.
And the book's available again at Amazon.com online or Barnes & Noble. But you need to type in the whole word, the whole book title, which is Dog Bites with Steve Brooks, because there's 100 zillion things come up if you just say dog bites.
Right. So. Great. Well, this is Carol Bryant, and I'm here at the Hotel Penn with Steve Brooks and his beautiful dog, and thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.